Hi Aries, welcome to your full moon in Aquarius reading for August 1st, 2023. I'm back in my studio. I am grateful to be back. Thank you for being patient with me. I appreciate it. This is going to be a kind of strange month. Now, if you think about it, August 1st, which is when this should be going out, is the frequency of 7. And Uranus is the seventh planet from the sun. The full moon is in Aquarius, which makes Uranus the modern ruler of Aquarius. Now, Uranus is disruptive, honest, and unpredictable. So that is, I think, an indication of what we can. We're starting off the month and we're starting with the full moon. With that frequency, with that planet Uranus and Aquarius. And I know that there's going to be 4 to 6, I think, planets in retrograde during the month. So it's going to be kind of a crazy month, I think. Now, for your theme, you have the Death card for the month of August. Well, at least the next 2 weeks, the full moon in Aquarius. And this is big changes, transformations. It is a purification. It's the ending of one situation, the beginning of the next. So I know that it can also be because of all the retrograde planets. Maybe there's not a lot going on. Maybe it could feel just like no movement, or we're in a period of stasis. So, that could even be the Death card. And the answer that you get with it is no with this little card. But and I think that has a lot to do with maybe this is not a good time to do a whole lot. And I know on August 1st, with the full moon in Aquarius, the Farmer's Almanac also says that this is not a good day to have surgeries or evasive surgeries, that kind of thing. So you're even starting the month off with a no. So, yeah, it's going to be, I think, a strange month. I wouldn't expect too much from it, to be honest with you. In fact, I'd hunker down a little bit if I were you and keep a low profile. At least that's what I'm going to try and do. We'll see. Okay, so let's get into your reading. Full moons close out cycles. And so this is going to be, the Death card is perfect for that because it is the ending of something. Of course, it's also the beginning of something else, but we're probably pretty much ending things around this time. Phases, cycles. Okay, so your first card is the Hierophant card, and oddly enough, that is my no card. The Ace of Swords is my yes card. The Hierophant is the big old no. But this is big institutions, so there might be some things going on if you're working for large institutions, banks, governments, hospitals, the DMV, a religion. This is a traditional card. It is aspected by, it's associated rather by the Taurus card or sign. It's traditional. It can be marriage for some people, but 5 always brings change. And this is sometimes, when you read into it quite spiritually, your higher self. And your higher self leads the way, possibly this month. But there can be a lot of no answers because I have it twice here for you. Oh, you have 2 5s. So also the 5 of Pentacles. So this is a bit of a roller coaster ride. I would even give the 5 of Pentacles. This is challenges that we face together. So it's not the easiest energy, these two things. It can be systems that are keeping us down or keeping us from moving forward. Somebody holds the key to a situation, but it's not you. It would be the it would be the powers that be, and you know, they're nice and toasty inside, and you're kind of out here dealing with the elements. And so it looks like a bit of a roller coaster ride here. Now, the Five of Pentacles can be financial or physical instability. Five always pushes us to find stability. So that's its purpose, right? It's the roller coaster ride. It's quick change. It's constant change. And in this case, it may be the change of stagnancy because of the planets that are in retrograde. Now, this is probably the first 2 weeks, so maybe it's not the entire month of August, but it is what comes in with the full moon, and there are situations that are closing out, and hopefully this is what's closing out for you. And this would be a lack mentality, thinking that you don't have enough, or you're not enough, or that kind of energy. But it could be something or someone telling you that, because really that Hierophant card are big organizations. So let's say you're looking for a job and you may get a lot of rejections, as opposed to, let's set up an appointment for an interview. It could just be directly no. And that could be your financial situation. And again, with the moon, with the August 1st full moon, this is also saying maybe it's not a good idea to have any surgeries at this time. Anything evasive is not a good idea, at least at the beginning of the month. So try and schedule something away from that. But again, the whole month is going to be, I think, a no. Pretty much straight across the board. And not just for you, but for everybody involved. You are, well, this is the Walking Wounded, so it's interesting that it goes along with this card. It's the card of the Walking Wounded. This card is associated with Sagittarius as well. This is the card of, we've been through a lot. Okay, the Nine of Wands behind him, those stack of wands, that there's probably 8 of them there, are his experiences. And he's been through a lot. And so he's kind of ready, or in a position of defense. He's in a defensive mode. And so with all this going on, it's very possible that you could be in this kind of mode at the beginning of the month. As it progresses, things change, obviously. But remember, this is the end of a cycle, so these are the experiences that you've had through this cycle, and maybe it's been a little bit difficult, maybe it's been a rocky road. Hopefully this is what's being phased out for us. And with the Death card, it is the end of this situation, so I think that's a good thing. The Three of Pentacles is... it's an apprenticeship card. Now, 3 is always a creative number. 9 is the accumulation of a cycle and what we've learned from it. And so with the apprenticeship card there, this entire rough, difficult cycle has really taught you a lot. Now, the Three of Pentacles is also the apprenticeship card in a way that this could be your first task after learning a skill. And you could be working with in a collaborative effort with the Three of Pentacles there, and that might not suit you too well. And again, if it's a work-related situation, these could be other people around you that have that idea that they aren't good enough, or that things aren't working out in their favor. It's just an unstable card. Can also be that because of other people's illnesses or instability physically or financially, you have to take on a bit of extra burden with that Three of Pentacles. But it is, for me, an apprenticeship card. And so you, I think, have learned a lot from this past, maybe the entire year up until now. But this particular cycle is definitely coming to an end, especially with that Nine of Wands, because that is that feeling of the accumulation of a particular cycle. We'll get more on this in a minute, of course. How will it end? Well, you have the Two of Swords, which is the peace of mind being restored. And so this does feel like it's closing out for me, and I like that for you. There may be some decisions that you need to weigh and some dual options that you have to kind of weigh. For me, the Two of Swords is like a scissor that cuts something off. It's the need to make a decision. It's very often, though, that we are very practical about our decisions with this card because it is the moon in Libra. And Libra has the ability to see both sides of a situation, and that makes it difficult to make a decision because she's trying to balance them. And it's often that we negate our heart. So you see the heart is, the two arms are crossed over the heart. And in fact, this card is saying not to do that, that you have to use both mental and emotional faculties in balance to make this decision. But it's also the card of make a choice, because either choice that you make has both challenges and rewards. And so it's just making that decision. And once you do, you can deal with that particular choice's challenge and rewards, right? It's both of them. But you can't separate the two. They're two sides of a coin, and any experience will bring that to you, no matter what. Okay, and we do have endings here. This is another ending for us, but the frequency of 10 is a situation that's ending and simultaneously beginning something else. Now, your perspective is going to be very, very important when this Ten of Swords appears. First of all, it's mental, right? There's a lot of mental energy here, where here we have more physical energy, and this is more about your passion and ego energy. So the Ten of Swords is it's kind of like I'm done. I'm finished with the situation. All the swords are in me. I can't go any further. It is the end of a cycle. And we're kind of looking for, again, this is the reiteration of mental peace here. Even his little hand sign here is two fingers up, really just wanting peace of mind. And your perspective is important here because that the background of this card is the sun setting or is it rising? That's always your perspective. Is it the end of a situation or the dawning of something better? And we're going to find out that in a minute with the Ten of Swords. But I think, well, this card always says that you've gone as far as you can go in this situation. And you have no more mental faculty to maybe even make that decision with that Two of Swords. It's just too difficult at this moment. Or you just don't have the resources. You don't have the mental resources. You're tapped out. But this could be towards the end of the 2 weeks. Or, through the progression. Again, these readings can go from full moon to full moon, or it could just be the 2 weeks. And hopefully in this instance, it's just full moon to full moon. So let's get a little more. And I have a feeling this might be workplace because we are dealing with apprenticeship and work here. So there is something that has, you've built a lot of courage, you've tamed the beast within, right? And maybe that's why this is ending now. The Strength card is a healing card, but it is healing because we've tamed the ego a little bit. And it's very possible that you need courage to move on to the next scenario, the next situation. This is a very egoic card, and I know I did mention that, I believe, here with that Nine of Wands, which is fire related, the element. And but the Strength card is that sunnier energy that comes in. Now, if this is the Five of Pentacles and you were feeling unwell and you did have surgery prior to this, or maybe you did have surgery during this full moon, the Strength card is the healing of that. It's a very healing card. Leos are natural healers, and this card is associated with Leo, and therefore it is also associated with ego. It's solar energy, and that solar energy is your ego, and that needs to be kept in balance. It's not to get rid of it. It's what gets us up in the morning, but it is about balancing it out, taming it, right? Taming the beast within. But also finding courage to do that, and finding courage to deal with the situation. However, this can be physical instability, and this is bringing you back to some health. If this is the financial world, there can be some big changes where banks and the world financial market is playing out. But with the Strength card, it does seem like we have the courage, or you have the courage to move through this and deal with it, and maybe even heal some of your financial situation, which is also very nice, I think. This can be family related, so this may be parents, that sort of situation. Maybe somebody had fallen ill and you were helping them to recover. That can also be. This is very traditional card. Okay. Queen of Swords here. Okay, well, she's got a sharp mind and a sharp tongue. This is my Virgo card. For other people, it's air sign, but for me, it's my Virgo card. They're very good at detail, and that is what would work nicely with that Three of Pentacles, right? This is how you're behaving in this situation. And I think there's something that you might be a little bit suspect or suspicious of, because the Queen of Swords wants to cut through any fogginess, any lies. She wants the truth. She'll get the truth. And that Nine of Wands, for me, is sort of like looking over your shoulder a little bit. And that's the feeling that I'm getting here. Now, this could be in work situations, or it could be within the apprenticeship ideal of, I'm just learning something new. This can be somebody who's trying to help you further your situation. But you feel like maybe you're being watched, or you have to look over your shoulder, that kind of energy. However, the Queen of Swords is very sharp, so if you are starting something new, you can pick up the details quite quickly. And this is the person for details, that Queen of Swords. That's why I have Virgo there. And Virgo is very work-oriented people. They really enjoy their work and very good at it. And they like to be busy, especially mentally busy. Do be careful with any erratic energy, though, because this is also telling you to kind of watch out for certain things. So don't get ahead of yourself, especially where creative projects are concerned, or working in collaborative efforts with other people. But I think this is one of these people here, even though it's you and your situation. So, you know, you could be one of those people and other people are looking over their shoulders. You might be in a situation where you are a leader, a boss, project manager, that kind of thing. Or this might be the person that you are looking out for or looking over your shoulder for. Okay, the last card is the King of Pentacles. Okay, so you have a few people in your midst. The King of Pentacles, so if you're making any decisions, especially with that Two of Swords, be persistent and diligent and focused in your efforts. This may be somebody that you want to cut off. That's also possible here. And you just don't have any mental faculty for this King of Pentacles anymore. He's highly, highly focused, and those two other cards are not. Even though they're air and it's quite mental, the King of Pentacles is focused on work and also detail. But that Ten of Swords is telling me that you are mentally tired. And so maybe it's that focus on things that have just caused you sort of an exhaustive energy. And it's difficult to find that focus again, or be persistent and diligent in the situation that you find yourself in. That is very, very possible here. Again, work seems to be a theme here, or health, because you have pentacles in both, in all three of the positions, which is what the universe is offering, how you're responding, and the outcome. is the third one. So, King of Pentacles. I'm going to get, actually, I think I'm going to do one more card for the King of Pentacles. Now, these may be the two people that you're dealing with in this situation, and both of these are seniors, and this is an apprenticeship card, so you could be the apprentice here in this situation. Yeah, boss. This is an authority figure. Could even be the president. The King of Pentacles is often the president. The Emperor is somebody in an authoritative position. So there might be some things happening in the big world, government, that sort of thing. But also let's scale it down to your own situation. It can be boss. It can be... it feels to me like we're cutting someone or something off, or considering it. And maybe we can't make that final judgment yet, because again, that Two of Swords is weighing dualistic options. You may be dealing with somebody in a position of authority on your own level here, and trying to make that decision, and very possibly not able to, or it's just exhaustive trying to figure it out. If it is physical, you may have something to do with back or neck tension. You might be getting headaches. Please drink a lot of water. There's a lot of places that are quite warm at this time. I mean, very hot, over 100 degrees in some places. And so it's really important for you to drink a lot of water. But there could be some tension, aches and pains. So definitely stretch and take good care. This can also be doctors as well, the King of Pentacles. So now, what the Spirit wants you to know, you have the Ace of Cups, so there is a new emotional beginning here. And that's good, because mentally you're taxed, and this does, for me, pretend an ending of some kind. And this is the summertime card, so it can be something that's happening during the summer or before the summer ends, of this new emotional beginning. And yeah, if this is a female or a male in your life, that's a romantic situation, and things have kind of gotten to the point where you find that they may be ending, or just a situation within the relationship that's coming to an end. There is also a new emotional beginning here, an inspiration. So you might be inspired. This contradicts everything that I see here. So I think Spirit's kind of giving you the don't despair kind of in the next 2 weeks to a month, because there is something new coming in. You may not see it right now, because this is always something that comes out of the blue. And if you need to, this is also very often an emotional release. It's like your emotional cup is too full, and it's time for you to release some of that. So that would go good with this set of cards over here, because again, the Ten of Swords is that ending and exhaustive. I really want to reiterate, drink plenty of water, and being around water would be very helpful for you. And again, it does speak to the summertime card, or the summertime area. So things should get better within the summer. Now, I mean, we're coming to the end here, so I do feel like a new beginning is at hand. Okay. Thank you for listening. I hope this has been helpful. I'll return in 2 weeks with a new moon reading. Thank you for listening. Take good care. Bye.